Hello friends, I'm Sydney Mami bringing you easy, healthy and traditional recipes which also taste great. Today I'm coming with a wonderful prasadam which is spicy coconut rice. In Tamil it's known as Tenga Podi Sadam. It is easily made with simple ingredients available in any kitchen at any time. Now let's get into the recipe. So I'll first show you the ingredients needed to make this coconut spicy rice mixture. So cooked rice, I've used basmati rice, cooked like that. So they are standing like, not mushy, just in perfect condition. That's the basmati rice. You can use any rice. You can use sona masuri or ponni or any of the rices. But make sure that the rice grains don't stick to each other. So the other ingredient being coconut, which is coconut rice. So I have used desiccated coconut because I'm going to anyway. Even if you use fresh coconut, you have to fry it and dehydrate it. So I thought I will just use desiccated instead. So this is about 2 scoops of this size, 2 scoops, and for that I've used 1 scoop of the chana dal and half a scoop of the urad dal. Then of course chili flakes you can add to taste. If you want it spicy, you add more or less depending on your taste. Of course asafoetida powder, salt, and this is the gingerly oil or sesame oil which we will be adding to when we actually mix the powder with the rice. So let's begin with dry frying these 2 ingredients. It is not necessary to fry the desiccated coconut because it's already dried out. Just adding a dollop of oil, not too much because otherwise the dry grinder will get all oily. So just enough to moisten it and giving it a swirl like that so it spreads evenly. And now always add the chana dal powder first. I've already told you this. It is much denser and takes longer to fry when compared to the urad dal. So always put that in first. Fry it until you get that smell and it's become roasted. You can actually start feeling that roasted chana dal smell in a little while. This should take about 1 to 2 minutes, not much. Don't keep the stove in too high because you don't want to burn them. So always for any of these dry roasting, you have to have a control over the flame. Not too big, not too small, just enough, and you have to keep moving these things around so they all fry evenly. Then it's getting ready, the roasted chana dal. So now I'm going to add the urad dal. So most of these podis that we talk about, whether it is coconut podi or sesame podi, we use this. Or even for curry leaves podi, this is the basic ingredient. Is chana dal and urad dal and chili flakes. And if you want, you can add a small round of tamarind. But I don't add it usually because my spice grinder doesn't allow it. So if it is perhaps if I had a small mixie, I would probably add a small bit of tamarind just for the sourness. So now I'm going to add the chili flakes. Yeah, I think I'm not going to add more than that. I don't like it too spicy. So the reason I'm using instead of full dried chilies, this is much easier to grind in my spice grinder. You can always use the full whole dried chilies. Just add a bit of the salt to taste. I usually add about that much because you have to add it to rice, so you have to account for that as well. You add enough salt to cover the rice bit as well. And then the asafoetida powder. So and if you're going to be using fresh coconut, then you will take this out and then fry the fresh coconut until it all dries out. But because we are using just desiccated coconut, we don't need to do that. I'm just going to add the desiccated coconut after I turn off the stove so that it can get slightly warm, and that aids in easy grinding. So there's a mixture of aroma here. I can smell the asafoetida powder, I can smell the urad dal, I can smell the chana, and of course the chili as well. So I think this is a good time to turn it off and let it cool down. And I will be adding the grated coconut just so that it can get slightly warm. So this is a spice grinder and I'm going to scoop it into it. It looks like I have a lot, so I have to do it in 2 batches. Okay, that's all of it. Now we are going to just heat up some oil, the sesame oil I showed you. So for this much of rice, you probably need 1 tablespoon and maybe one teaspoon of oil. But it's up to you. You can also use ghee if you want, or even add a mixture of ghee and sesame oil, just so that it will enhance the flavor. But I am only going to add sesame oil. Yeah, that will do. This rice should be preferably hot. At this stage, my rice is not that hot, so I might just heat it up in the microwave while I'm waiting for the oil. Transferring to the bowl. I'm going to add about nearly 2 tablespoons. I've added a lot of desiccated coconut, so it's not very spicy. It'll be quite tasty, so I've added a bit extra. So now we just put the oil on top. And let's give this a nice mix. This is the end of the recipe. So there you have it, very easily made prasadam for today. Just rice with the spice mixture of made of coconut and other ingredients. Easy, healthy and traditional, which also tastes great.